Welcome to the Tars 37. I'm reviewing this, which is the Marvel Legends series Iron Man. Now, this is the classic Iron Man. I believe it was released in 2013 as a part of the Iron Man free Iron Manga Build-A-Figure wave. Not 100% sure, but I got him today at my local toy store, and I thought he was pretty cool, so I thought, hey, why not pick him up? And I got a pretty good deal on him, too, so yeah, I really like it. There is a more recent version of this that came out, I believe, last year, kind of like more Alex Ross inspired, but regardless, you know, it's really cool, and I really like what they did with it. We got the face here. It's a little roughed up, but for the most part, not too bad. Might actually repaint that, but I like how they kind of sculpted the eyebrows there. You have the black on the eyes, you have the little round bits on the head, looking very cool. Then you have the torso. I love the red paint they've used for this, because it's like this dark red metallic, but it looks good. You got these two little lights here, the big arc reactor. I always loved too how it had kind of like these side things on the original suit. Very neat. It's got the little disc there. Missing one on this side, but not too bad. And then you got the back there again with the paint, really cool. You have the golden paint on the arms, which is nice. And then you have the little individual lines. I always like those little circle things they put on it. And he's got one on both sides. Really cool. They actually painted the inside of his repulsor. I always thought that was cool. You know, now with the Marvel Legends figures, and honestly most Iron Man figures in general, they include like a little blast effect. So, you know, usually this is like a hollowed out hole, but for a really long time, you know, having the arc reactor or repulsor painted on the inside of the hand, it wasn't something that a lot of toy companies did. So when they did it, it was actually kind of special. Like now, it's not really that important because that detail isn't really even there anymore. But at the time, that was actually pretty cool. So I remember that. And yeah, you got the gold in the legs, and I always loved too how they redesigned the in-game suit to look like this one. I thought that was pretty neat. And you got some detail on the feet there, and yeah, you can see the little tiny repulsors on the bottom of the feet too. So in terms of detail, pretty good. Definitely doing the job of classic Iron Man. You got a 360 at the head. You can look up and down. You got 360 at the arms, swing out the shoulder, 360 there. Double jointed elbows. You have a 360 on the wrist, and they're on hinges. You have 360 at the torso, an ab crunch. The legs come forwards, backwards, and outwards. They're on that weird joint, but nonetheless, it's still not so bad. You got a 360 there. You got double jointed knees to the feet. Move up and down and rotate side to side. So in terms of articulation, pretty good, pretty, you know, really, like when you compare this to a more modern day Iron Man, there really isn't that much of a difference. Really the only thing that I can see on this that's kind of changed is some of them, not all of them, but some of them have butterfly joints, and also the joints on the legs are different now, but that's really the biggest kind of change that we've gotten, which really is kind of interesting. And here's a comparison with the new video game Iron Man. As you can see, the new video game Iron Man is taller, but I honestly think it might be in part because I don't have the leg right down there, and also this ab crunch is a little bent in. So, you know, they're around the same height. But you can see what I'm just talking about with, aside from really the legs, there hasn't been that much of a major change in terms of the articulation. And yeah. And lastly, here's a comparison with the Crimson Dynamo figure, and as you can see, they definitely look really good together. Thank you for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe. And it's kind of hard for me to say if I recommend this or not, just because, you know, anytime I review something that's older, you know, it's not very easy to find, but definitely I think it's pretty cool, and if you can find it, I definitely recommend it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.